Right now I'm just in the phase of what lane do I want to have?
Okay, what's the options?
I want to do something you haven't done.
Okay.
I want to be a DJ.
Okay, Brooklyn.
So I feel like DJing is cool because it's still music.
Law school is still off the table?
Maybe in a few years.
Riley Burruss spends $14,000 at a club and Mama Kandi Burruss is not having it. Riley Burruss, daughter of reality star and Grammy-winning artist Kandi Burruss, is stepping into the spotlight like never before. She's one of the stars on Bravo's new series Next Gen NYC, which focuses on the lives of children from famous Real Housewives stars. It follows their journey as they navigate adulthood, relationships, career choices, and most importantly money management in the fast-paced world of New York City. The show premiered on June 3 RD, and it didn't take long for the drama to start. In an episode that aired July 1, fans were left in shock after Riley and her friends had a wild night out in Manhattan. They went to a high-end nightclub and racked up a jaw-dropping bill, $14,000 all in one night. The turning point came when Riley confessed to her mom, Kandi, that she paid $7,000 of that total.
So let's talk about it, you guys. If you don't know, Bravo just announced that they're having a new reality show and I'm on it. And it comes out June 3rd, so stay on the lookout. Actually, the past couple weeks have been a bit surreal with all the press that's been going on around it. And I feel like so many people reaching out now.
Most of the money went toward expensive bottle service, including a luxury bottle of Don Julio 1942 tequila. Riley covered her portion using her credit card, while another cast member, Amamira, paid the other half. When Kandi found out, she was stunned. She couldn't believe her daughter had spent that kind of money in one night just for drinks. In a heated conversation, Kandi said, "Girl, you got way too much money to be wasting it like that. You need to get your financial life in order." Riley tried to explain the situation calmly. She admitted that the total was around $14,000 and she paid her half about $7,000. But her explanation didn't soften the blow for Kandi. At one point, Kandi even slapped Riley lightly with a napkin during the conversation, saying, "It better not be on the card I'm paying for." The moment was intense, but it wasn't just about the money. It was about responsibility.
As a Black woman, you're the minority, and it's okay. You have learned how to, make friends in all different circles from all walks of life, and that's one thing that I'm proud of you about, and you're not afraid to speak up for yourself, which you should not be. He's gonna have to learn to deal with Black women, and if this is his first lesson, then let that be it.
Kandi has always been upfront about her expectations for Riley. In an earlier episode, she made it clear that after graduating from NYU with a degree in music business, Riley had 6 months to get a job or start law school. If she didn't, Kandi would start pulling back her financial support. Riley, now 22, is still figuring out her path. She mentioned she's considering law school, maybe even a dual program at Columbia University, or possibly diving into music or DJing. She's also working as a digital creator and has done brand deals with companies like Dark and Lovely, Makeup Forever, and Viva Naturals. Still, none of that prepares someone for the harsh reality of burning through thousands of dollars in one night. The expensive club bill wasn't just a scene for reality TV, it became a moment of truth. Riley's lavish lifestyle in New York suddenly clashed with Kandi's expectations for her to grow up and manage her finances better.
My mom is Kandi Burruss, and people might remember me from Real Housewives of Atlanta as a kid.
I'm a TV person and want to knows all.
You saying you'd rather not talk to me and watch TV? Is that what you're trying to say to me?
No.
Critics had a lot to say. Some called the episode chaotic and out of touch, while others saw it as a wake-up call for young adults with money and privilege. Even though Riley's friend Ariana Bierman, daughter of Kim Zolciak, called her "my bestie" in NYC, the moment turned sour when the reality of that $7,000 charge came out. And it's not just money that Riley is facing. She's also had to handle tension on the show. In another episode, co-star Charlie Zacher called her scary, which Riley quickly identified as a microaggression. She responded calmly, holding her ground and refusing to let the label stick. Kandi backed her up, reminding her that as a young black woman, she has every right to defend herself. Riley's journey is about more than drama. She's going through emotional growth, too. On the show, she's opened up about her relationship with her biological father and how painful that journey has been. Fans online said some scenes were hard to watch, especially those involving family tensions. Some even accused Kandi of using private family stories for TV content. Still, Riley is more than just another reality star kid. She's changing. She's moved from Manhattan to Brooklyn, saying New York feels more transactional compared to the community feeling she grew up with in Atlanta. She's searching for peace and a sense of home. She's also studying for the LSAT and considering career options in the music industry. She knows her time is running out before her mom cuts the financial cord, and that pressure is pushing her to figure things out. That infamous $14,000 night out? It's become symbolic. Not just a shocking TV moment, but a reality check. It's about how second-generation celebrities deal with fame, money, expectations, and growing up under a microscope. Will Riley change her ways after Kandi's wake-up call? Maybe she'll start budgeting more carefully. Maybe she'll pick up more brand deals or DJ gigs to cover her nightlife expenses. Or maybe she'll dive headfirst into law school and carve out a new path altogether. Whatever happens, fans are watching closely. Between her friendships, the awkward moments with Charlie, and her evolving bond with Ariana, Riley has a lot on her plate. But her relationship with her mom might be the most important one of all. That $14,000 club bill wasn't just about tequila and table service. It was about a young woman being forced to face the consequences of her choices, and a mother trying to protect her daughter without holding her back. Wrapped up in flashing lights, designer outfits, and late-night parties is a much deeper story about growing up, taking responsibility, and learning how to live in the real world even when cameras are rolling. As Next Gen NYC continues, Riley's story is just getting started. Will she pull back on the spending and step up into adulthood? Will Kandi's tough love lead to lasting change? Or will Riley keep riding the highs and lows of NYC life with a little too much freedom and a lot to learn? One thing's for sure, the spotlight is on, and Riley's every move is being watched. In the end, her story might not just be about the money she spent but the lessons she learns from it. Kandi is proud of Riley. She's proud of the strong, independent young woman she's becoming. But she also knows things aren't always perfect. Behind the cameras, the glam, and the social media posts, there are real challenges. Kandi still receives private messages from parents and fans about mental health struggles, toxic friendships, and body image. It reminds her that no matter how famous you are, life still brings its battles. Riley is still learning and growing. And yes, there are bumps along the way. Not long ago, she clashed with her mom over a brand deal that involved wearing something a little too revealing. Kandi warned her to think long-term and protect her image. But Riley stood her ground, saying, "I'm the one wearing it." Instead of blowing up into an argument, it turned into a real, respectful conversation. Kandi shared her lessons from the industry. Riley explained her vision as a young woman trying to express herself. In the end, they found a compromise that respected both voices. That's real growth. One moment that stood out to fans was when the two teamed up on Kandi's show, cooking family recipes for a charity event. They laughed, joked, and even messed up a few dishes, but it was beautiful to watch. People online said, "This is more than a mother and daughter, they're real friends." That moment reminded us all how love, laughter, and shared memories can be stronger than any disagreement. Still, it's not always smooth sailing. Last year, Riley wanted a big investment for a fashion startup. She came to Kandi for the money. But Kandi didn't just hand it over. She asked for a full business plan, something detailed, with numbers and goals. At first, Riley felt offended. She thought her mom didn't trust her. But after taking a step back, she realized it was about teaching her responsibility. In the end, Riley either cut back on her spending or found another way to fund the idea. That moment became a lesson in business, but also a moment of trust. Mental health is another area they've been honest about. Riley has struggled with anxiety, and with Kandi's support, she started going to therapy. Kandi has been open about her own journey too. They don't just talk about therapy, they normalize it. They want other mothers and daughters, especially in the Black community, to know that seeking help is okay. In fact, it's a sign of strength. What makes their story so powerful is that it's layered. There's the fame, the reality TV, the music industry, the social media pressure, but at the center, it's still just a mother and her daughter trying to figure it all out. And even with the spotlight on them, they're learning how to love, how to fight, how to forgive, and how to grow together. When Riley moves further into adulthood, Kandi doesn't pull away, she leans in. When boundaries are tested, she holds the line. But she also listens. Kandi talks to her sister Tamika, her husband Todd, even friends, about how to balance tough love with trust. And that's what parenting looks like. It's not about being perfect. It's about being present. Now, they're even planning a joint mentoring program, a YouTube series to share their personal stories, and maybe even some business projects in fashion and mental health. Their relationship is no longer just mother and daughter. It's a partnership. At the end of the day, it's not about having all the answers. It's about having enough love to keep showing up. Their story shows that real connection isn't always easy, but it's always worth it. She asked for a full business plan, something detailed, with numbers and goals. At first, Riley felt offended. She thought her mom didn't trust her. But after taking a step back, she realized it was about teaching her responsibility. In the end, Riley either cut back on her spending or found another way to fund the idea. That moment became a lesson in business, but also a moment of trust. Mental health is another area they've been honest about. Riley has struggled with anxiety, and with Kandi's support, she started going to therapy. Kandi has been open about her own journey too. They don't just talk about therapy, they normalize it. They want other mothers and daughters, especially in the Black community, to know that seeking help is okay. In fact, it's a sign of strength. What makes their story so powerful is that it's layered. There's the fame, the reality TV, the music industry, the social media pressure, but at the center, it's still just a mother and her daughter trying to figure it all out. And even with the spotlight on them, they're learning how to love, how to fight, how to forgive, and how to grow together. When Riley moves further into adulthood, Kandi doesn't pull away, she leans in. When boundaries are tested, she holds the line. But she also listens. Kandi talks to her sister Tamika, her husband Todd, even friends, about how to balance tough love with trust. And that's what parenting looks like. It's not about being perfect. It's about being present. Now, they're even planning a joint mentoring program, a YouTube series to share their personal stories, and maybe even some business projects in fashion and mental health. Their relationship is no longer just mother and daughter. It's a partnership. At the end of the day, it's not about having all the answers. It's about having enough love to keep showing up. Their story shows that real connection isn't always easy, but it's always worth it.